Here are 50 ridiculously profitable YouTube automation niches you've most likely not heard about before. However, with my content, I find it the most important that I actually teach you everything that is behind these channels. Because everyone can make a list of 50 profitable niches, but can they teach you on how to actually get started? Because the biggest issue people face is not necessarily the inspiration or the niches, it is how the niches are found, and it is also to do with how do you actually create the teams behind this and how much should you think of spending for these videos. Well, if you're interested in all of that, don't forget to subscribe and let's go ahead and dive into my screen. Channel number 1 I already opened and it's called Final Moments. And within 28 videos, this channel managed to get 24,000 subscribers. However, here immediately comes lesson number 1. And that is that you always want to see if a channel uploads long format videos and short format videos. Which in this case we can see, because if we hop over to shorts, we see this channel also uploaded quite a bit of short videos. So instead of looking at the vidIQ application and seeing the quick channel stats, we want to actually go ahead and click on View Stats Profile. It will open up a new tab, and as you can see, this channel got 633,000 views long format over the last 28 days. However, the short format in this case is not the worst. So this is normally the number that we use for our niche research process. If you want to see a video about my niche research process, let me know in the comments down below and I'll show you my exact guide to finding profitable channels from absolutely scratch. Something that I normally only share towards my students. So let's go ahead and have a look at channel number 2 in a second. So here we see every body cam footage video. So what are the pieces of advice that I have for you? First of all, you have to understand that YouTube works in 3 categories of content. Content category number 1 is content that people want to quickly watch. Normally your 10-15 minute videos when they don't have as much time. However, the body cam footage often produces the best quality of content when people can watch this during a lunch break. Because YouTube's algorithm doesn't work with just you being there and then the content getting sent out to 10 people. And you know, if enough people engage, it gets sent out to 100 people and then to 1,000 people. That is not how YouTube works and its algorithm. The algorithm works in regards that if people are interested, it builds up a user profile. So if people are interested in bodycam footage and you upload a high quality bodycam footage video, eventually YouTube will find the right audience to send to your video. YouTube is not a content platform, it's a demand platform. And that's one thing that most people actually forget about. So the number 1 tip I would have for this channel is start producing more 40-minute videos. Why? You can watch this very easily, you know, when you have a little Coke or when you're doing something fun or you're eating lunch. That's number 1. And true crime stories perform really well also for 40 minutes because people like to listen to it when they drive to their work, which also once again increases the watch time by a lot, which means more advertisements will be played and you can make more money per 1,000 views. So that is really important. So let's go ahead and dive into niche number 2. That is Cartoonology, if I pronounce the name correctly. And let's open that link. And we see that this channel actually got 14,000 subscribers and in 67 videos. It has no shorts, so we don't necessarily have to click on the view stats profile. However, we'd like to go to the vidIQ extension here, and in the last 30 days, they got 600,000 views. However, what do we see? We see that their content is actually over 2 hours long. And I have a similar channel called the Snoozatorian, in which my RPM is over $30 per 1,000 views because I upload 2-hour-long stories. So if we take the same calculation, we can get this number of 600,000 views, which normally seems kind of little. We can type in the exact number. Let's do 596,000. We divide this by 1,000 and we multiply this by $30 and we get $17,880 that this channel made uploading videos about the entire story of SpongeBob. Imagine that. All fantasy stories about SpongeBob, and it doesn't necessarily need to get a lot of views. The only goal is for people to fall asleep to these stories, and these thumbnails are very well made. Now, this once again differentiates me from a lot of the gurus you see out there, is you don't want to just copy a SpongeBob channel. No. What other cartoons can I go ahead and make sleep stories to? That is the way of someone who's going to make $30,000 or $100,000 a month, not just the $10,000 where most people get started with. No, you immediately want to go to the higher level because you understand how it works, and that's why you subscribe to my channel. Okay, so I had to do that. So, number 1 thing, very easy to make. We can also click on the videos. And we can see it for a second. I will make sure that everything is muted. And it has like a little introduction with some text, and then it plays some content in the background. But I assume that within a few minutes, this will most likely just become some SpongeBob images, because otherwise the content will take a lot longer to produce. It actually still is playing cartoons. It might be in a loop, and now it becomes an image that's zooming in. So the beginning of the video is actually edited, and then everything after that is just images that are very slightly zoomed in. One thing I would recommend for this channel to do to avoid reuse content, first of all, they have a lot of videos in the beginning, so they will most likely not get hit with reuse content. What does reuse content mean? It means that your channel gets demonetized, so it will no longer earn money because of the content being replicable from other social media and not transformed enough. But by providing multiple clips in the beginning, providing tags, and then doing the images, it provides enough value. One of the things it could do, it could make the background like particles that are going up, so there's more visual content than just an image zooming in, so it will make the channel more secure. Once again, this is the reason why I say you really have to watch my videos all the way through the end, because I can give you so many tips, and this is just channel number 2. Imagine that. By the way, on channel number 1, I want to say one more thing. The only real way of succeeding in this niche is by doing FOIA requests, which is pretty much your application to get a certain piece of content that has not been uploaded to YouTube yet. So it takes a lot more time and it takes more investment in order to get started with this channel. Then let's go to channel number 3, Dear Old Brightly video. And let's load it up, and we see that this channel got 30,000 subscribers in 83 videos, and the rise and fall of SX Spectrum, Britain's computer revolution. What really happened to British red coats? So some videos don't get a lot of views, and some videos get a huge amount of views. So this channel is also really interesting to see. 15 old pub snack, only true Brits remember. So this goes into the old British or vintage British channels. We actually have a channel in this niche as well. Performs really well. The rise and fall of Boffery, Britain's bizarre beef secret. So what other products, if you want to find viral topics, you have to think like this. What other products, based on this outlier, also perform really well? And I will make a video about how I do research for my own YouTube channel soon as well. So if you want that video as well, let me know in the comments once again. And let's keep going. And you can see it's getting very consistent views. So it has no shorts. So we can go to the vidIQ application, and we see they get over 1 million views. However, this content, of course, isn't 2 hours long. It's normally around 20 minutes, it seems. And it's still very normal for these kind of channels to get an RPM of $7 to $9, and sometimes even higher. Well, why is this RPM so high? In this case, it has to do that every viewer is targeted by being from the UK. Why? Well, UK people have a lot more money than most of the Western people even do. So the RPMs are the highest. Your main goal with YouTube automation should be to target US viewers first, UK viewers second, and then everything after that. And the good thing is they both speak English, so if you want to target the UK more, of course, use a little bit of more of a UK voice, so people get used to it. However, people don't mind. I don't mind. I speak both English and I can also put up a British accent. It's completely fine with me. So, what is the good thing about this channel? 20-minute videos, a very consistent style. Here it goes a little bit off topic, but here very consistent style, a lot of topics to do. The first thing they should do is ideate more around this topic in order to get more viral videos. Then, channel number 4. Also, by the way, these kind of videos you can get for about $40 a piece if you bring in a good team, or if you have a little bit more experienced people from onlinejobs.ph, the Filipino website, in order to hire new people. Skyfall. 6,300 subscribers, 121 videos. This is the trending new stuff. One thing that I have to warn people for is that these kind of channels often get terminated. However, the style is what is making it very important. Once there's news about anything, this is the style of content that always performs ridiculously well. For sure in the Donald Trump niche. However, it is doomed to get terminated. Military niches work very well. Airplane niches work very well. Boat crashes work well. Car crashes work well. So think of where you can replicate this content to. Let's go ahead and go to view set, see the amount of views. Here they were getting 20,000 views. Now it seems to be a little bit low, almost to the point of dying. So let this be a lesson to look at the style and look at the outliers in order to produce more videos. We can do most popular, and we see here 235,000 views, 164,000 views. The RPM on this kind of channel will still be around $7. Why do I know that? Well, we actually have a coach in a similar niche as this. So that's Skyfall. How much do these videos cost you? Still around $40, can be $60 if you want a little bit high quality. However, these are 11, 12-minute videos, so I assume the cost will be $40 and not anything higher than that. Then we get to a very interesting channel called World War II Tales, where hundreds of people have started making videos about this channel. So this is a very simple AI channel made with actually a special software from someone that I know very well. And this channel is absolutely killing it. Why? Well, the RPM is around $30 per 1,000 views. I think the 2 million views in a day is a bug. Let's go to the last 7 days, and we still see that this channel got over 684,000 views. Let's take the RPM based on my channel. I calculated here, even though these videos are 25 minutes to 55 minutes long, and that means that the RPM will probably be around $20. So let's take this number. Because it's the last 7 days, we multiply it by 4, and then we just do the same calculation of $20 per 1,000 views. So we get 690,000. We multiply this by 4, we multiply this by 4, and then what we do is we get the total amount of views that it got, 2.7 million. Then we divide this by 1,000, and we multiply it by 25, and we get $69,000 what it made in the last 28 days alone. That's over $2,000 a day from a simple AI channel. And what makes this channel so great? There's not a lot actually happening in the content. As you can see, it's even a static image. And what it does, it just hops over from one image to another image a little bit later, and even some low quality content, because people like to listen to these stories. And the great thing that this person has done is it actually targeted older people that are very much fan of World War II, and they will most likely listen to these stories in the background rather than really watching the video, because there is not much to watch. All of the content here, what you see, is actually AI generated. So it shows you exactly how simple it can be to run such a channel, and it makes use of around 6 to 10 images, I think. It doesn't load it if I want to drag it along, but you can go ahead and pause it on multiple channels multiple times and see what the total amount of images used will be. So huge, great job on this channel. Definitely wanted to include that one. The content you can probably make for around $5 a piece. The scripts are made most likely in either Gemini or Claude. ChatGPT is also still possible, but Claude and Gemini are just a lot better. Images can be pretty much anything and everything. It can be Gemini, it can be Midjourney, can be ChatGPT. It really depends on the kind of style that you're going for. For this one specific, I would probably most likely use, I think even Leonardo or Ideogram would be the best one for this content. I'm not 100% sure. Let's go over to the next channel called Shooting Blanks. And by the way, the reason that these AI videos are so cheap is, number one, they only make use of around 6 images. Number two, the scripts can be made with string prompting. It's a more advanced way of prompting videos for sure. If you have often repeatable topics, you can do so to get a very consistent style. What is a string prompt? A string prompt pretty much gives basis of a lot of different things that prompt always have to keep up with, and you can very easily do this in Claude by making a project file. So that's the great thing about this one. Shooting Blanks, 12,700 subscribers, 15 videos. Then let's go to more popular. Heat, the holy grail of Hollywood gunfights, 400,000 views in 4 months, 270,000 views in 3 months, all 20-minute videos, and this content is really easy to watch around. Also, I really like the thumbnail style that they've done here. It's very clean. Everything is war-oriented, so it's not like they're doing one movie about this one and then another thing about this one. No, everything is related to war, which gives it a very consistent style. Hence the reason that this channel blew up. Let's go ahead and look at the last 30 days. They got 300,000 views as a brand new channel. So where can you do the same sort of style in different niches? Maybe you can bring this entire style over to the gambling niche, which also has really good ads if you enable the gambling ads. It can easily increase your RPM by 20 to 30%. And it doesn't matter what kind of channel you're running, I would suggest you turning that on every single channel that you have. It doesn't matter what it is. Why? Well, if someone's a gambling addict and they want to play gambling ads because they're worth a lot of money, your RPM will increase by a lot. So this is really great inspiration in order to get started with a YouTube channel. And it's also a classic YouTube automation channel. For this cost, I would say anywhere between $65 all the way to $100, depending on how much footage they use. To go ahead and review every single video on every single channel would make this video probably over 3-4 hours long, which I'm trying to avoid. The goal is inspiration and explaining what exactly they do well. So let's go ahead and click on here. We can watch the content for a few seconds. So, a little intro.
It's the holy grail of cinematic shootouts. Tactical reloads, proper muzzle flash, real tactics, and one cop with a Belgian gun straight out of a Bond movie. This movie is widely regarded as the most tactically realistic movie ever made. But
so nice edit. Also, what I really like that they're doing is they're using the cinematic frame, which is also called a movie frame. It's also very popular on TikTok, Instagram, etc. By the way, all places you should follow me as well. All the links will be down below. But it's doing very well. The voiceover is matching. The quality is good. It gives it a new feeling. It also helps with avoiding the reuse content part. So really great job on them. It looks really good. And I think this channel will be a lot bigger soon. Once again, by the way, they got 12,700 subscribers in just 15 videos. Just showing you how quickly you can get success with YouTube automation if you understand exactly what you need to do. Let's go ahead and go to channel number 7. Morning Grows 1. So this is a very interesting one. This is a highly clickbait niche. So one warning I have to give you guys with this kind of content, it is most likely either you go beyond viral or you barely get any views. The RPM for this niche, by the way, is around $3. We had multiple students get monetized in this niche. Actually, one that went viral with 20 million plus views. And in that case, the RPM was quite a bit lower, because I also started giving a lot of views from third world countries, and he made around $45,000 in that individual month. Here we see also 3.7 million views, really high peaks. Then it dropped almost dead, and now it's just bringing in a reasonable amount of views. Not the greatest amount, but still, with 3.7 million times $1.5, it's at least $5,500. It might even be close to $10,000 depending on where the audience is coming from. Seems that this channel is actually being run from India. So whoever's living in India is making a very good living uploading faceless videos. This content will most likely be made with VO3, and if you want a very cheap website to use in order for VO3, you can use the website called genaipro.vn, and it's the cheapest website out there in order to get your ChatGPT subscription, but also if you scroll all the way to the bottom to get VO3, and you actually have unlimited generations for pretty much one day for only 50 cents. So that's how people are actually able to make so much content on this part. So that's also one thing that I had to show you guys. They also clickbait a little bit with the 8K video quality stuff. You can just render it higher resolution, or you can upscale it with AI as well to get this resolution. And it's like all sort of cool warfare kind of content. It still works. So sometimes you can go mega viral, and as you can see, this one started including like a gorilla and dinosaurs. And yeah, the thumbnails here is what makes it so great. So that's also one thing that I have to really prioritize. If you do these clickbait channels, you have to make it over the top clickbait. If you don't do it, you will lose and you will not get any results. What is really good about this one? We see a tiger chasing a snake with a girl on it and a gorilla sitting on the back of a snake while a guy is holding a spear, and you know, everything matches, and the woman is even holding a monkey like it's like their little son or daughter, even though that sounds a bit weird. So yeah, a lot of things to keep in consideration here. An outlier of 189 times compared to the normal videos. Also here, 1.4 million views, outlier 30, here 28. And also, by the way, for all the extensions that you see, this is called View Stats, Next Level. Here we have the monetization plugin and vidIQ. Those are all of the plugins that you want to be using. Then let's go to Wheel Factor 360. Another really good channel. So here we actually get into a niche that I'm actually starting in right now. Really funny, really good niche. It's about the most luxury Chinese cars that are on the market. So that's really funny. Like I say, I'm very transparent in this stuff. I actually have done like a niche research myself. And in this niche research, I also found this channel. So I actually already have the team for this. I'm going to go live as soon as possible in this niche, and I'll let you guys know how it goes in the future. Here you can see 1.2 million views. The RPM is quite normal to be around €9 even. So that would be about $10.5, which comes out to about $12,000 to $15,000 every single month. And the goal is to get a very consistent style. Done a lot of research to it. Very interesting to do research to the Chinese market. It's a little bit different than normal. There was also a little bit of struggling with ChatGPT, but we managed to get through it. It's a really nice channel, and yeah, you can very easily copy this. Also here, the China is coming style is going very viral, and you can use this on a lot more kind of niches, like Hup is coming, or ... is coming, to create curiosity and give a consistent style. And also you can see the luxury cars are doing very well. So you can always do this in general cars, in normal cars. You can literally do niche research on my niche research method, which I can upload another time. And you will see exactly how you can find these channels and get started as soon as possible when they're just like 2 weeks old, 4 weeks old, so that the competition is very little and the upside is very big, because you already have data FOIA to be proven, so your chances of succeeding are not just 20 or 30%. Most people who get started by themselves only succeed around 10% of the time if they don't give up. Most people try for 5, 10, or 15 videos and they're like, YouTube automation doesn't work. This is a scam. No, that's not how it works. It only works if you consistently put effort into learn, optimize, and grow. And if you don't do those things, you will be left behind and you won't be able to scale. So, really great channel. Really funny to see this one actually. Let's go to channel number 9. As you can see, this video will be absolutely huge. Prison death. What did I say about this stele? China's coming. The stele with the text above here, we immediately see it back in the next video. Deadly drug war, prison death squads, mafia street gangs. Very consistent style that they're doing here. The only thing I don't like is that text above, text above, text above, then text in the middle, and then text in the bottom. So they should look at what is actually performing better on a consistent basis. So here, middle, middle, they actually got all 3 of them performing well. I would keep it more consistent. So I really like this style, and I would always put it on one side of the text. Very funny thing to keep in mind is that people always scan left to right. So I would always do the person on the left and then the text on the right in order to make it more readable, more scannable. Just a note, if you want to translate into Arabic, it actually works the other way around. Stupid mistake I made, learn from it, and then you will never forget. So once again, pieces of advice that normally people don't give you if they don't really have experience in YouTube. Then let's go ahead and click on Boring Gamer. Let me go ahead and close all of these so that it won't be lagging while loading everything. And then I'll do it this way. Boring Gamer, 10,400 subscribers with 118 videos. Once again, we check if this channel also has shorts. So we can click on the view stats profile and we can check out the actual amount of views that they're getting on long format views and also on short format views. So shorts is like nothing, so that's really good. We still have to check it, because imagine if half of the views come from shorts and the channel would only be getting 200,000 views. Well, then it wouldn't be good. Here you see also 400,000 views long format, and once again we see already here that it's a fall asleep to niche. Really nice one. A little bit jealous. I should have probably started this one. But this is also what I said. If we look back to the niche, we now see a style that came up twice, which is this one, where we see it was SpongeBob, and someone was very smart to go from SpongeBob to Pokemon. You see the link? The link is cartoons. And hence the reason why this channel absolutely blew up. How many views last 30 days? 421,000. Once again, we can do the calculation. 421,000 views divided by 1,000 multiplied by 25, because it's 2-hour-long plus content. They made over $10,500 uploading Pokemon sleep stories. That is how insane this actually is. So that is great job on them. And once again, these videos you can get for super cheap. Let's go ahead and look at the content.
Close your eyes and let your mind...
Yeah, it's a little bit like the sleep niche. It goes around with a little bit of a character. It explains a little bit of stuff, adds in the images, and I assume after a little while it will become one static image that is slowly moving up and down. And as you can see, it's just one image. I have no idea why it's giving me Russian subtitles.
Making it one of the strongest moves in the entire...
And then here it talks about all of the images, and it just switches around the image a little bit left, right in a nice little frame, so it's easy for people to fall asleep to. Very good stuff with the black background. Of course, the goal for these videos is for people to fall asleep to, and for you to make a lot of money on. So great job on that channel. Very well done, and I like the idea of how they extended the niche. And this is how you can get niche domination. You see a concept that's working, you think about cartoons, you ask ChatGPT, what are the most famous cartoons in the 2010s that Gen Z used to watch? Bam, 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 bam. You get 5-10 different ones, you research them. As an example, now it's Christmas, we can look for a Harry Potter one. So Harry Potter stories to fall asleep to. And we type in Harry Potter stories to sleep. And here we got Dozing Dragon sleep stories. And as we can see here, we got the Sleepy Shack, 6,500 subscribers. Let's have a look at this one. Let's have a look at this one. So I'm not just showing you 50 channels. I'm showing you way more than that. Here, 6.5k subs with 64 videos. They got a very clear thumbnail style. The entire story of Gellert Grindelwald to fall asleep to. Yeah, that's a spin-off movie indeed that they did. Not the biggest fan of that. And here you see only a couple hundred views. then you wonder, is this channel actually still worth it? Can you make enough money with this? Well, it's probably not the channel that's going to give you to $10,000 a month. However, it is a channel that can still make you consistent money. However, for me, I don't run any channels that are making me less than $5,000 a month. I'd rather sell them off and focus on improving whatever I need to improve and do newer niche research than to work on this channel like this size. 100,000 pretty much divided by 1,000 times 25 will give you around 2,500, in this case, maybe around $3,000 a month, which is not bad for sure if you come from a lower how you say that, a lower working class country, I want to say, but a lower purchase power class. So if you're from Pakistan, India, or from a third world country, this is still a channel that, of course, is very great for you to run because the money means a lot more because you can get paid in USD, and that is what makes this, of course, so much worldwide available. That's why I know companies in Pakistan that are working full-time on this, on India, Indonesia, Vietnam, you call it. There's huge teams around us. There's literally offices in the Philippines with hundreds of people that run these kind of channels. So yeah, that's what makes it very cool. Then we have one more channel called the Dozing Dragon Sleep Stories, 120 videos. This channel is actually getting a lot more views. So you see how I'm connecting the dots. And here, let's go to most popular. Enchanting Irish Mythology Folktales. British story, Rainy Tales from Hogwarts. 500k views in a year. I don't really like to see it. I also fall asleep to the Hogwarts lore, cozy Harry Potter bedtime stories, and it's not showing Harry Potter on the thumbnail. That's a little bit weird. It still worked. They could immediately improve that one. This one is already a little bit better. Let's go to the view stats, and as you can see, they got 770,000 views. Times 25 is around $15,000 to $20,000 a month from this channel, and that is how you ideate and go further. That is exactly what you want to do. So we've pretty much got our first 10 channels really done. So time to head over to channel number 11. And we're gonna keep going with these stories. It's kind of nuts. Here you have another niche trending content style. They're actually not posting as much. Normally these channels are pretty stagnant with only posting a couple of videos. But when the news actually hits, or like a new Jeffrey Epstein document comes out, then it immediately shoots all the way up. So yeah, there's a huge difference in this kind of content style. I like the other content style that we found earlier a lot more. Also, the then versus now video style also works very well. It doesn't always get monetized. You do have to transform it quite a bit in order to get it monetized. Or you can make use of a CMS channel that normally allows for monetization on that content as well. And we see it's getting around 20,000 views per day. So that's about 120 euros. I'm not the biggest fan of this channel, to be honest. So I'm going to skip all the information regarding it because these new kind of channels can still be high risk. Same as the discovery niche. However, the money and the clickbait opportunities there are of course huge. Well, this is based on a recent outlier style, and this is also known as the 3-split thumbnail, and of course they also do 4-split. And this is also based on the ranking style. So the ranking style recently went viral. You can see that on a website called 1 of 10. I'd highly recommend it. And actually I did a podcast with the guy of 1 of 10, which was a really great podcast, 1 of 10 podcast, and I very much enjoyed it. And here you can see this channel. And I actually did a whole day in the life with them. It actually got 21,000 views. It was really great. Really loved it. Showed my entire journey. Highly recommend watching this video. Also subscribe to this guy. He's absolutely awesome. And also his plugin, 1 of 10 optimization tool, is super cool. I'll show you what it does based on a channel from a student that actually flopped. He didn't listen well. He knows that. So as an example, we want to change this part. What we do is we click on this, we go to 1 of 10 plugin, and what we can simply do is we have this image of Donald Trump like a leaked message. Actually, we can do that very well on the last channel because it's like news related. So you see how shit that thumbnail actually was. And let's go ahead and show you. So we open the 1 of 10 and then we just click on preview, and you see this is how the thumbnail would look like compared to these. So compared to the news one, which of these two would you click on, the right one or the left one? Well, most likely the right one. It appeals more, it's more bright, it uses contrast better, the people are more visible, so most likely you would click on that video. That is the key point. So that is how you use the 1 of 10 clips. Also, please go ahead and leave a nice comment on this video. Would very much appreciate it. It's an amazing video, and I'm very thankful for it to be able to do a day in the life podcast with him. So really happy with it. So please give him some love as well. Would much appreciate it if you appreciate all of this value. Then let's go to channel number 12. And as you can see, this video will take quite a while. We're already half an hour into this video. Kind of mind-blowing. And here we see the explainer niche. Here, 15,900 subscribers, 22 videos. And here's like every sign of rare DNA explained in detail. What they do very well is they, of course, use very bright colors. This allows for a lot more clicks, so they really know how to make thumbnails. And by the way, this is the famous style that went viral on 1 of 10 as well, is the ranking stuff or the level stuff. This thumbnail style did really well. Unfortunately, it flopped on this channel, but it created hundreds of outliers, something that you can see of the 1 of 10. And also leave the link down below for that plugin, because it's absolutely amazing. So, what is the great thing about this channel? It is higher quality. It is easier to monetize. However, you need a good scriptwriter. I would not recommend doing this content without a scriptwriter. Yes, AI is fantastic, but I like to have a human touch to these kind of stories, because ChatGPT and Cloud is still sometimes write too much like an AI and not enough like a human. Yes, you can adjust this, but most likely you would still need a scriptwriter to go ahead and check everything. How much should you be spending for these videos? Normally, for this kind of niche, this seems to be more image focused, so the price can be quite a bit cheaper. So it can anywhere be from $50 all the way up to $350 for some more advanced explainer videos, for sure, if animations are being used, and then it becomes a little bit more expensive. If it's purely images, and they don't need to design a lot, as you can see here, most likely all of these images are custom designed or made with ChatGPT and adjusted by hand, which allows for these videos to definitely be around $150 to $300 a piece. Once again, very beautiful channel. These are also the kind of channels that I personally like to invest in. I'm slowly but surely more becoming an investor into YouTube automation channels and businesses than that I'm actively working on creating new channels. However, now I'm actually doing that a lot. I'm literally last week I created over 14 brand new channels, most of them being multi-language channels, but still 4 new channels in 4 different niches, such as the car niche, and there's a few more. If they're not on the list, I hope so, because there's some really good ones that are probably going to make me a lot of money. So I'm looking forward to scaling this up eventually to 300,000 a month by building more advanced teams and systems, and also actually the dashboards behind it. Really good example channel. Let's go to channel number 14 that we have over here, Japan Chronicles. And here it looks 10 brilliant ideas in Japan and Korea. So the problem with this kind of content, and it's a great example, and I'm really happy it's in here, is that this is actually compilation style content. And compilation style content often does not get monetized, even though here it says that this channel is actually monetized. I would highly recommend you to avoid this content because it can cause a lot of issues with monetization. We can check the content, see if there's a voiceover.
3 things in Japan
or like how it's being transformed.
and that prove they're
compilation video.
already living in 2050, while the US is not. First, Japan has jelly water to help people stay cool during the summer. At first glance, it with automatic floors closed, open and instant onto until your cup is full, fresh and hot in minutes. Lastly, Japan even upgraded fly swatters. After you
Okay, so they are actually explaining everything, hence the reason I understand that they're monetized. However, they haven't posted for 3 months, and this more looks like a shorts channel, which is most likely the content they're uploading. So they're doing a combination of both. So in this case, once again, it is very important to look at view stats to see how this video is actually performing. And as we can see, if we keep scrolling, we see it's 480,000 long format views, so only a very tiny part, and 7.7 million short format views, which normally around 15 cents is still about $1,000 a month. However, these 480,000 views, because the content is around, let's look at the duration, around 8 minutes, I assume an RPM of around $3 for this kind of content. For sure for Japan. Japan normally pays around $3.50 per 1,000 views. I actually do have 2 Japanese channels. Not necessarily saying like, hey, listen, only Japanese people watch this. Of course, everyone around the world watches this kind of content. So once again, I think a $3.50 RPM is a very legitimate number that we can give it. And of course, with a video that going this viral with 2.8 million views, that means that this video alone, we can do the calculation again with 2.8 million. We can divide this by 1,000 and we can multiply this by 3.5, and we're going to get $9,800 just for this video in 3 months time, which is over $3,000 a month. So still a very cool example, and also a very interesting example of showing the kind of content that still works to mix short format content with long format content, because normally this is a no-go and we don't want to do this. So really cool to also see an exception here. Why is there an exception? Well, all of the content that they do are about smart Japan inventions, and that's also the exact title that they use. So it's also easier for YouTube to show and recommend this video. But because there's so many short views on the channel, the issue that it causes is the following, is that short people have no attention span. So what does that mean? That means that most likely they don't have the patience to watch an entire video. So actually going for just 8-minute videos on this style of content works very well. And there's even content that I would personally watch as well. So great job on them for creating this. Let's go to channel number 15. And at channel number 15, Forgotten Dread Tales. And as we see here, he saw Heaven's War, then forgot. They called Harvest of Smells, The Stitches of Mask. So a little bit dark content, 20-30 minute storytelling videos. Here, 800,000 views in 2 months on an hour-long video. Probably still an RPM of around $15 to $20 per 1,000 views, which means that this channel is still doing between 5,000 all the way up to 7,500 per month uploading simple AI videos. I assume this
in the winter of
this is like the easiest content you could possibly make. And it's in this case literally with a single image with some text that's slowly but surely zooming out.
even more.
This is a risk for reuse content, but as you can see, this channel is getting away with it and still making a lot of money with literally videos you can make for less than $5 per piece. What do? You take 3 of their scripts, and you can do this very easily with another plugin called NextLav. Once again, all of the links will be down below. You open the description, you go show transcript, and then what you can do is you can do export, and then you can just do copy transcript, and now you've copied the entire transcript. Then you can put this in a Google Docs, you can save it as a PDF file. That PDF file you go ahead and upload into your cloud, into your ChatGPT, so that it can save this information. You can very easily replicate this channel. Let's see how old this channel is. If it's less than 3 months old, I will most likely go into this niche right away as well. And as you can see, it's less than 2 months old. This channel making $5,000 to $7,500 per month means that I immediately will send this to my team, and I'm actually going to move this all the way over to the right tab, because that's the channel I'm going to start as soon as possible. So thank you for my lovely team member to compile all of these channels, and also the niche research for me, so I can keep scaling my YouTube imperium. Here we have Simply Real, a little bit of the drama stuff. Looks kind of nice, just 1 video per week. That's interesting, because normally that doesn't necessarily give you a lot of money. 380,000 views with probably an RPM with 20-minute videos around $7. It's still not bad, but it would only get us to 2,800 per month. Maybe the RPM is bigger. I'm not the biggest fan of this. It shows sort of the drama lifestyle content. This can go very well when, of course, something huge happens. Let's say Taylor Swift gets a divorce, then yes, this content would absolutely crush it. And then this is also the kind of style of content that you want to go with. So that's just some inspiration. These videos you should normally get for about $1 to $1.50 per minute for a content like team to make for you. So these videos should only cost you about $25 a piece because they're very simple to make. And of course, you're repurposing other people's content, most likely pieces of interviews as well, in which, of course, the time frame of the actual amount of work that needs to be done is also a lot less. So even $1 per minute would work for this content. Okay, so video number 1 is saved, and as I said, this is going to be a ridiculously long video and super valuable. So if you appreciate everything I've shared so far, it would mean the world to me if you can go ahead, subscribe, like this video, and also leave a comment down below if you have any questions about YouTube automation. I'll try and answer them in the comment section down below, or I'll make separate videos about them. Let's go ahead and go to Judge William Cases, channel number 17. So let's go ahead and open this one up, and as you can see, it got 315,000 subscribers with just 33 videos. An absolute insane performance. As you can see, it has no short format videos, so we go ahead and open the VidIQ plugin, and we see this channel is getting 6.5 million views per month. And exactly like I said, you want to create this content as if it's made for someone on a lunch break. That is your goal. And what do you see? Every single video is around 40 to 60 minutes long, giving them an RPM of around $15, depending, of course, how much of the audience is coming from the US. But this seems like an amazing performance. 6 million views times 15 pretty much means that this channel is making over $90,000 per month, like 90. Absolute insane. Pretty much this with an extra 0 in there. So $90,000 every single month is what Judge Williams is making. Once again, if you want to get this exclusive content, you have to do something called FOIA requests. This is the #1 thing that you wanted to do. It's probably not even a real judge, but it sounds really cool. The running is simply and easy. It's really good content. FOIA requests, they are now in America legally allowed to charge you money for it. So the entry to barrier has become a lot higher, but also means that if you have more budget to invest, it is a really good niche to still get into. And there's still a couple of strategies you can use in order to get millions of views for these videos. And as you can see here, 4.1 million views in a month, 2.7 million views in 2 months. Like that times $15 is a $60,000 video you see right here in a single month from a single video. That is more than most people make in an entire year working their full-time jobs. So that's the reason why so many people are now starting YouTube automation. And even if you search up like in Google Trends, it's absolutely insane how popular YouTube automation has become. You know, we can type in here YouTube automation, and we can hit enter, and then pretty much what we do is we go to worldwide, we go to the last 12 months, and we can compare it to drop shipping as an example. Seems that it has gone down a little bit, but as you can see, compared to drop shipping, it is still very low competition. As you see right here, it almost is non-existent. So when people say like YouTube is saturated, it's not true. Like compare this to dropshipping, it's not saturated at all. Just something that I wanted to show you guys. Then number 18 here, we have the Transport Chronicles. Let me go ahead and close a few tabs down to make sure that the internet is not lagging. Transport Chronicles, 28.8k subscribers, 81 videos, another sort of car channel. Like if you're dominant in the car niche, there is so many pieces of content that you can go ahead and make. And the great thing with car stuff is that even with 20-minute videos, you will probably have a $10 RPM because the ads just pay a lot of money. It's the same like when you upload content about drop shipping. You can literally have RPMs of $50 or more. It's absolutely mind-blowing. Here, 500,000 views, pretty much with a, let's say, a $10 RPM, because now their content is around 10, 20 minutes long. Maybe even a little bit less, maybe 7. This time 7 is $3,500 per month. But once again, if you already have a car team and you can run this stuff very cheaply, then of course you can make a lot out of it. Then let's go to channel number 19. We have so many channels to go. It's absolutely insane. See a barrel porter lift a 1,000-liter oak barrel by hand. Here, 157,000 subscribers with just 80 videos, already a play button. However, this channel once again has shorts uploaded. So what do? We go ahead and we pretty much go to view stats. What do we see? Short format views, 10 million views. This is the exact reason why you want to go ahead and open it in view stats, because this is a short channel. This times, let's say 15 cents is about $1,500. It's not bad, but these 400,000 views will probably make as much money as all of these short format videos. Also, here 4 minutes, 13 minutes. It's a little bit interesting. Let's go to more popular ones. Here 1.2 million views in 4 months, 20-minute video. So that's a good sign. The RPM could be a little bit higher. It's also a little bit more old content. So older people often have more money than Gen Z, Gen X. So they have more purchasing power, which means they have higher RPMs. That's the reason why these old dating stories and love stories, they still make really good money. For these kind of channels, you need to run a bunch of them because they're very competitive. So that's pretty much what you have to focus with on this one. And then we see, of course, here 11 million views. Well, if you would do the calculation based on long format video views, and you would say times 7, it looks like this is making 77,000 a month. But that's complete bullshit, because if we take the same $10 RPM here, this is $4,200, this is $1,500. That pretty much means this channel is making $5,700 every single month. That's completely different than $77,000. So that's something that you have to keep into consideration. Then we get to channel number 20. Unfortunately, this is one of the channels that I'm actually also starting. So my team, of course, is doing good research. This is one of the 2 channels, by the way. There's a new channel doing way better than this one, because this one is actually not monetized. And as you can see here, in 1 month, they also got 184,000 views with videos that are over 2.5 hours long. And this is also one of the niches that I'm entering, by the way. So I'm very transparent in what I'm doing. If you appreciate that, then let me know. Here, you can see 17,000 views, 19,000 views, pretty much a $30 RPM. Most of the content is close to 3 hours long. Once again, like I said, I also have a channel in this niche, and it's also doing pretty well. So yeah, a lot of money to be made here. Then let's go to number 21. And then we have Golf Legacy. With, by the way, for the AI channel, you only have to spend around $7.50 to $10 per video in order to get that generated. In this case, they're also using a little bit of B-roll, so it includes a little bit more of manual editing, but you just add a cinematic frame to it, and the content immediately looks a lot better. The golf niche is a very interesting one. This seems like this channel immediately died. That's kind of interesting. Here, 4 months ago, 312,000 views, 300,000 views. So this channel used to do really well 3 months ago, but unfortunately right now it has died off. So this is actually not the best example. As you can see, it's only doing, like right now, only doing a couple hundred views. So this is not a good example. So I'm going to skip this one from this list. Invisible Crown, channel number 21. Two videos both getting a lot of views. Extinct by 2035. Britons love drinking, so why are pops dying? A really good question, a very direct market. The bakery war that explains England's deepest divide. Pret and cracks. Yeah, very interesting. It's something I didn't know either, and that's also something I would watch. Also, what they do really well is they're adding their branding into it right now. With these kind of views, they can also get really good brand deals. And the good thing with brand deals is that the money goes directly to you. In this case, that means that, as an example, this video got watched 200,000 views. And for a brand deal, there is no RPM because the CPM becomes the RPM. Why? Well, the CPM is what advertisers pay YouTube. That's the cost. The RPM is the revenue you get after YouTube divides that money between YouTube and you. You get 55% of the earnings. So normally for these kind of videos, you can easily get a brand deal for $15 per 1,000 views, sometimes even higher, going as $20 or $25. But as an example, for a more simple Faceless YouTube channel, times 15, that would mean that this brand deal alone would pay $3,000 on this video. So that's an amazing result for just posting a couple videos. They can definitely get a brand deal in their very next video, which means that yes, your upfront cost for creating higher quality content is going to be more expensive. But the great thing then is that after that, you get a really, really high return on investment. Then we got the Blue Curtain Cup. Let's go to that one. And here we got Broke, She's Not Sorry, Endgame, Copycat, Soulmates. A very cute style. Why didn't Big Date Samantha? So it's like little video assets, the Blue Curtain Club. This looks really cute. Very consistent style as well, just swapping out the images. By Carrie Cuppers Natasha, static video essay. Seems very simple content, probably wouldn't even be too expensive either. So very interesting niche. 3 months ago, they don't post that much, and 5 days ago they did a brand new video with just images and a little bit of text. Is this actually like
as big
AI storytelling channel?
as New York City, and it's one of the reasons why Carrie was so enamored with him for 6 seasons straight. Some say that it's the only reason why Carrie was so
If this is an AI voice, I'm surprised. This is like beyond good.
starstruck in love with him. Chandler Big wasn't rich. For the family, he was never involved in high society circles like Charlotte, but he made a comfortable income with about as much of a yearly salary as Carrie. This Big is our Big, the one we already know, to include in this. Where down the line,
very simple content. If that is an AI voice, that's one of the best female voices I've heard in a very long time. But yeah, this content looks great. It's really simply made. You can probably get this outsourced for less than $10 per video if those scripts can be made with AI. Then let's go to channel number 24, Prut by Drive. So here, 23,500 subscribers, 23 videos. And here is another Formula 1 channel. So Formula 1 channels can be very popular. As you can see here, 700,000 views in 3 months. Why Formula 1 abandoned these tracks. There could also be like which products are forbidden. Like QR codes are now forbidden, if I remember correctly. Because a cigarette brand got banned, forbidden to do it, and then they did a QR code, so people started scanning the QR because they were curious, and then that went into like casino ad, gambling ads, etc. Also, this one is a really good knockoff style. So talk about good styles and consistent branding. Kickflix is probably one of the best in this, and I don't think anyone has done this in Formula 1 style. So you have Kickflix, Hoopflix, and they all have like these certain kind of
Cristiano Ronaldo.
You could probably do this also for Formula 1, so Formula 1 flicks. Oh, F1 flicks. Also possible. They barely post content here. They didn't post for 10 months, and they're still getting a majority of views. They also are uploading shorts, so we would have to check here. I do know that they are more active, as an example. They take working concepts and they just transfer the niche. That's also why they have Rapflix. Rapflix.
From a rapper?
Like they also didn't post for a long time, 3 months already. So here, already getting some views. But yeah, you transfer one working style, as an example, like the house stuff, and you transfer this over to Max Verstappen with like a Monaco background, with like a racetrack in the yard. Like that's how you transfer concepts and how you create viral videos and how you do the ideation. Then we have video number 25, Late Science Talks. By the way, these videos, they do cost quite a bit more. I don't have any experience in making that kind of quality videos, so I cannot say how much the budget for those kind of videos would be. Here we have space documentary videos. Once again, $20 RPMs, really good niche. Also with the 3E Atlas, also went crazy viral. Let's go to the last 30 days, 1.4 million views. So let's count it up to 1.5 million views with a $20 RPM. That would be over $30,000 every single month that this channel is making from uploading space documentaries. And also this thumbnail style is very popular and is actually thought of by another YouTube strategist called Leander, in which I actually also did a podcast on my channel, which I highly recommend you to look at because he's a great guy. I would love to do another podcast with him. Of course, this is the YouTube channel you're watching right now, and you should be subscribed to it, just like I did right now. And then if we go here, we go to most popular. It's actually the most popular video I have on my channel, and it's the interview that I did with Leander. So I'd highly recommend you to go ahead and watch this. He is actually the one who's behind that famous thumbnail style. Then we have Vexro Official, another channel down the line. And here, 5.7k subscribers with 23 videos. This is a very famous concept. Another YouTube strategist is also in this niche. Very cool guy. We are all one big community. I really love it. It's a very friendly community. Here we have the ranking style, like I said before. Most hated versus most loved kid actors. That's really good for sure with Home Alone on it. The only thing they could probably improve is the Harry Potter image. There's images of him being younger than that. And here, most hated, most loved Star Wars characters. So you could transfer this. Right now is Christmas season, so yeah, this is like a little bit well timed, and I think this video will only get more views closer to Christmas. And I would have focused more on the Christmas kind of movies. You could also do most hated versus most loved Christmas actors or Christmas songs. Like in this case, everything is TV related, so you would look for like which options are still here. Here also what I like that they did is like the middle is just a red glow and a blue glow. Here the hula, I would have put it higher. It looks a little bit funny / weird. Most hated versus most loved sitcom characters. Yeah, that would work. I would probably not call it sitcom. I would probably call it cartoon. That's how I would improve it. Most hated versus most loved movie directors. Also really good one. Maybe just actor. Best versus worst MCU actors. Really good one as well. Here I would have focused into not MCU, but if you do like general actors, you have to do about every single person that gets cancelled on the left, and then every person that's praised, like indeed like Tom Holland, on the right. I think that would be really good. And most hated versus most loved streaming shows. Was She-Hulk on stream? I'm not sure. But yeah, most loved versus most hated MCU movies would be another one that you could do. So yeah, it's really easy to ideate around this, and I can share some more ideation tricks later. Let's go ahead on how many views it got over the last month. 460,000 views for 13-minute videos, probably around a $5, maybe $6 RPM, which means this channel is doing around $1,600 to $2,000 a month. Not the most interesting stuff, but I do have to give them very good compliments on their thumbnail style. It is very clear, very highlighted, very bright. These are definitely the kind of videos I would personally click on and I would also watch. Also like the before and after. Unfortunately, this one didn't work, and here you see it's like too much of a yellow glow. I would have definitely made it a lot more white, so there are definitely still improvements. And for sure, unexpectedly turned the life around. I would make him look a lot more worse in the left picture, because here it looks like just a regular guy in prison. Doesn't look too much difference. Most hated versus most loved female actors. Also really good. You could also do the same with singers and artists. But once again, most of the stuff you do is all movie related, so going to songs is not something I would do. You can simply feed all of this data to ChatGPT and ask it to spit out more topics that you haven't covered yet. So the ideation for these kind of channels are quite simple, because ChatGPT is actually really good in answering those kind of videos. Channel number 28 already. You get magical fairy tales, the Snow Queen and the Little Mermaid, Jean and the Beanstalk. What actually is this? Magical fairy tales. Is this like Snow Queen, A Story of Friendship? Is it like VO3 Disney kind of animations? This looks really cool. Let me have a look here. Because it looks a little bit made for kids, but it's not. There's comments under it.
The Little Mermaid.
Really good to do the subscribe first.
A big papia, Monsieur Pompadour.
this is also really good, and this is also one of the reasons you need to eventually hire a researcher, as someone who does research and community to pretty much answer to all of your comments. It helps with returning viewers, and also one good video idea that blows up can be worth the entire monthly salary very easily. Just to have a community manager do the comments for you literally can cost you like $3 a day. For someone to do it, because on most channels you get one comment a day. Some, of course, you get a lot more comments, but you can get a lot of feedback on it. It's actually how our channel went from $200 a day all the way back up to $450 a day quite recently. So that's also something that I would recommend you. So yeah, great channel. Let me have a look at the video.
Where the water is clear as
like year 3 animation.
but his aged mother
Yeah, this looks
managed
amazing.
the household with
This is
care.
really good job on this person.
She was a wise woman. 6 daughters.
Yeah, this looks like a brand that's going to exist for very long, because I definitely see, like, if I was a parent, I would play these stories for my children, as an example. Here's Snow White, 4.6 million views in 3 months. What a great channel. Fantastically done. 3.5 million views, not surprised whatsoever. They have no shorts. 60-minute videos. People will probably fall asleep to it. For kids, I would say probably still $6-7 RPM. It doesn't seem like these videos are marked for kids either, which means they have a lot better RPM. So if that's a $6 RPM times 3.5, that's about $20,000 a month. And once again, what I said is the VO3 subscriptions. You can get it very cheap at genaipro.vn. And it's also a great example. And if you scroll down, you can see here, Lily, it costs you 50 cents, and you can go ahead and create this kind of quality videos. And then you have different AIs that can help you move away the watermark. Also, the VO3 watermark is normally in the right bottom corner, and it seems like they actually are covering that with their own little watermark.
When he saw the
Super smart, so they don't even use an eraser to get rid of that video.
girl walking alone,
Yeah,
he ordered the drug
No trouble, my lord.
from her
no
mouth.
problem,
He
my
stepped
lord. He steps out. Very good content. Probably will still take you around $50 to $100 per video, but the
And with
quality
every-
is a lot better because the scripts are just AI. You can probably import the entire movie script as well. And then the only thing is that the time it takes to do all the generations and to fix all the generations is where a majority of the time comes into. So I still assume there's quite a bit of cost to this channel. Here we got cold case real videos. Let's have a look here. Dover 2023. Missing. So this is about missing people. Oh, like cold cases. It's just like AI stories. Like long stories. Here's like a little bit of old style. So this style is working a lot better. And here they went to the missing profile picture. Also looks very good. How old is this channel? It's 3 months old, so it upholds the requirements that we have for the niche research, and 520,000 views. So this is your perfect 10K channel. So like, of course, like how the marketing works is like this. Like this is the easiest channel to go from $0 to $10,000 a month uploading faceless videos. And that is by starting a channel exactly like this called Cold Case, where it has over 22,400 subscribers with 176 videos. And what you see right here is a very easy thumbnail framing, and the videos are actually
The
really
smell
simple. It's just an image,
of kettle corn
text over it, and a fake news article on the
these are
bottom.
the
The text is super ugly.
Just need
There's
to-
a subscriber mark. It shows a little bit of a vintage video footage around it,
waver.
and as you can see, it's literally a single image story. So this content you could literally get started with it today if you're not a lazy piece of shit. So if you want to get results, you have to get working. Don't come up with excuses. You can literally get started for $4 here. If you want to start generating these audios, it's another $19 here for a $30 package. So you got 19 plus $4 is $25. And you could make these videos from scratch. And then with a CapCut subscription of $12, you spend less than $50 a month. If you don't have that money, you should not be watching this video. You should be searching a job or working at McDonald's. So let's keep going. Let's go to channel number 29. Nerd Science. Once again, these videos you should get for under $3 a piece. You can even automate these videos with a program called N8N. It's a really cool program. If you understand how it works, you can also put ages in it, have it being checked based on your SOPs. You can link it to your entire Google Drive. It is super powerful. We are actually also making automated videos using this program. So yeah, once again, very good one. I'm actually going to keep this one open. And I'm going to send that to my team. I wanted to do it with another niche wall. I see I closed the page. That's a little bit not smart of me. Here we have Nerd Science, 34,000 subscribers with 112 videos. And as we can see here, 5 months ago, a couple of good popular videos. The Science of Batman, Warhammer 40,000, God of War, could you handle being Kratos in real life? Sort of like fake scenarios, and it looks like a sort of playbook that you open. I really like the thumbnail style. It's a very unique one that I assume can work really well in the cartoon niche. 500k views, and let's see. It's just 15-minute videos, so still I would assume a $7 RPM. So $7 RPM is pretty much how much you get paid per 1,000 views. RPM is revenue per mille, how much you're being paid per 1,000 views. So times 7 is $3,500 per month. It's quite a nice channel. If you can outsource this cheaply and efficiently, it's a really nice channel to have. It's like a nice portfolio channel, I call. Not channels I would personally invest in. I'd like a greater opportunity. But yeah, still simple content. Go to NFL. Always one thing with sports content that you have to remember is that you have to work around copyright claims. A lot of content is being copyrighted automatically, so you do need enough cuts and you do need probably more revisions. It seems like this data is a little bit inaccurate, which is kind of unfortunate, or it seems like the channel actually has died out, but it used to do well. So that's a little bit weird because they uploaded 3 weeks ago, so they're really heavily dependent on uploads, it seems like it. But that's interesting because here it says it's still being watched 121 times. Seems odd, this one. It's hard to do data if the data is inaccurate. Probably going to give the same error message here as well. In which case we're going to skip this channel. But yeah, also MMA gives a lot of copyright strikes. Soccer is also very hard. Those are all niches I would try and avoid. It's the same why, not Hoopflix, it was another channel in the basketball niche. Rebound, that channel was actually for sale before. But the problem with Rebound is they had no license from the NBA anymore, and eventually it expired.
If you can see,
like if the license expires, you just can't upload content anymore because you would be on illegal grounds. And as you can see, this channel didn't upload for a year. It's probably still getting views. As you can see, it's still getting views, but it will slowly but surely not become worth any money, which is just very unfortunate. There's probably still tricks to revive it. I'm actually not going to say it. I'm going to note this for myself. See if the person still sells it, because now it's worth a lot less money because, well, they have no NBA license anymore. Then let's go to channel number 31. But yeah, that's the issue with the sports channels. You have to be careful with licenses and copyright strikes. So they're called medium risk channels, but it's not channels that I would recommend, as an example, my students to go into. Here you have breaking news about natural disasters. Heavily clickbait stuff can definitely get taken offline. This is what we call the Discovery Niche 101. You can go crazy viral on this. You can literally print months of over $100,000 a month if you put this content right. You can also use VidRush in order to go ahead and make these videos. It's not launched for the public yet, but it will probably be soon. It has 1.2 million views with 20-minute content, probably $10 RPM. That's $12,000 a month with very simple content. And this would cost you about $1 per minute, which in this case is $24 per video, which is super, super, super cheap. Then let's go to channel number 32, Ocean Wreck. So many channels, it's insane. Ocean Wreck, talk about disasters about ships. You can, of course, you can do it on the trending style. This is a way safer style that they're doing. And yeah, it's still good content. They have some extra footage in here as well. Images, zoom ins. Let's go ahead and have a look
66
for a couple seconds. Let's see
years,
the actual YouTube automation
the wreck
video.
of HM to tropical regions.
And here you can see 2.7k subscribers only, a very recent channel, so still a niche you can get very easy results in. Started less than a month ago, so it is the perfect example with 350,000 views. Probably a $6 RPM is 1,800, with a $6 RPM, yeah, it is 1,800 or like $2,000 a month for very simple content. And once again, this shouldn't cost you more than $1.50 per minute, which should be about $15 to $20 per video. Still looks very nice. And that's pretty much how that one works. Then let's go to the Robot Man. And the Robot Man has 5,000 subscribers with 12 videos. And it's everything pretty much robot related. The evolution of Spider-Man. Every time Iron Man learned from his mistakes. The painful deaths in the Game of Thrones. So really much movie related. This is a very famous thumbnail style. And once again, you can always look where you can extend this thumbnail style to. I actually got a video recommended today. I'm actually going through the entire Harry Potter series. And I also saw a channel doing this with Harry Potter, which now actually got 1.8 million views in the last month. So always look on how you can pretty much transport or transfer these niches into other niches. This is also called close versus far niching. Also something where Leroy, not Leander, but Leroy is also very well known for and really introduced the term to this name from close niching to far niching. So close niching would be going from, let's say, MCU and the basic movie. Actually, it seems like everything here universe, MCU, like the Marvel universe, to maybe doing this cartoon-like. So can you do this for Family Guy? Can you do this for American Dad? How can you transfer this content into another niche and get a bunch of results with it? Also, sorry for the background notification. That just sometimes happens. Discord is disabled. It is really annoying. So excuse me for that. Here we got Old Money Dynasty. It's really funny. Pretty much every single channel that I wanted to start is also in here. Also, great channel example. This channel really got a bunch of results. Started 2 months ago. If we go to popular, it's already getting a bunch of views. It's 90 minutes, 1 hour long content, sometimes even longer. This times 20 is pretty much $24,000 per month. So it is a great, great, great channel. Really good to see. Then let's go over to Big Star V8, another great channel to go ahead and have a look at. 10,200 subscribers with 136 videos. Also, by the way, this content, you should be able to get it for under $15 per video. It's pretty cheap content and it's really easily to be made with AI. So yeah, these are still just AI channels. They're a little bit more brandable, so they also last longer and they're also worth a higher multiplier. Here you have Big Star V8. Let's go ahead and have a look here. Here we have popular. What really happened? Another way of doing the news article stuff. 17 actors who thought they were untouchable. Vintage Hollywood. Hollywood drama always does well. And as you can see, it's getting very consistent views. Here latest. Here 2.8, 1.5. Also some videos that are a little bit less. But as you can see, they're uploading actually 3 times a day. So it's really like a news channel. And let's go ahead and have a look here. Last 30 days, 1.1 million views. But these also have the opportunity to get way, way, way more views. 30-minute video, probably around a $13, $14 RPM in this case. With $14 RPM, this is $15,000 a month for very simple content once again. So this looks fantastic. Then we have Lotu 2121. And then we see Lotu. Here we have the 3D animation kind of content. The $93 million Wall Street height, Putin dollar, CR7, the hacker who exposed Ronaldo's secret, the $10 million Kim Kardashian heist, the hacker who exposed Messi's dark secret. So combining it with very famous names. And once again, this content you can also make with AI. But yeah, getting this outsourced will probably be a little bit more expensive. But still, these channels have really great potential and also really great potential for brand deals. And that is the reason why you want to start these channels. I'm actually going to be making an entire tutorial how you can make these videos inside of my program. It is a paid program. If you're interested in that, you can go ahead and get some more information by booking a call with the link in the description. We have helped over hundreds of students go from $0 to $100,000 a month. And we have sorry, I said that wrong. We have helped a bunch of students go from $0 to $10,000 a month. We also helped a bunch, not a bunch, but like 10 plus people to go from $0 to $100,000 a month. But I don't want to lie. I don't want to speak false facts, but we've definitely helped over 100 people go from $0 to $10,000 and beyond. I'm recording like almost one testimonial every single week of a person who went from $0 to $10,000. So we are very consistent in our results, and I'll share some more at the end of this video. So sorry for being misspoken. I've already been filming now for 70 minutes straight, so a little bit tired, but we keep going because why? We need more inspiration. Channel number 37, Warhammer Theorist. I think this is actually a student's channel. I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, this is a student's channel. So this is a great example. I just know it from the link. Let's go ahead and have a look at how he's doing. 680,000 views with pretty much 1 hour long content, which will still give him a confident pretty much $15 RPM. It might even be 20, but let's say 15 to be more on the safe side. That means that this channel is doing almost, 683,000. Are we going to get above the $10,000 mark? Let's see if I'm speaking facts or not. Don't want to lie, so we divide this by 1,000. We multiply it by 15. And we're going to get $10,245 that this channel has made in the last month. So that's a great result. And I'm 99% sure that this is actually a student's channel. So that is fantastic. Let's go ahead and look at the next one, Cosmic Atlas Official. And then here, Cosmic Atlas Official, 97 videos. This is the 3 Atlas videos. Still a very popular niche. You should get into this as soon as possible. It will probably still be trending for another 2 months or so. So go get your money. These videos can be made with VidRush as well. It is very good content. Let's go ahead and look at the last 3 months. You can see it went absolutely bonkers viral with 600,000 views in a single month. 2 million views per month if you divide it by the 3 months. With pretty much a $10 RPM. That means that this channel is doing about $20,000 on average. But as you can see, it's slowly but surely dying. So yes, you can still get in, but be fast. It won't be interesting for too long. Beyond Sky, also, by the way, if these channels eventually become no longer profitable, you should stop running them and you should decrease your uploads in order to drag out the profitability on the channel while remaining the activity on it. Eventually, you just really have to let go of these kind of channels. Here you have the aviation stuff. This channel would work way better if you do it in the trending niche content style. Here you have Russia big fail, so anything against Russia also gets a bunch of views. China mistake, so pretty much blames and mistakes do really well. Why? Well, drama just works. I actually think this is a coach's channel because this recent channel got terminated, and it seems that this channel is quite recent with only being 2 months into existence. So this channel still upholds all of the requirements that we have for our niche research, so still a channel I would highly recommend you to look at. Then we had Australize, if I pronounce correctly. I saw this channel, I've watched multiple of these videos. There's a channel way bigger than this one actually. This one is a newer version. There's another channel doing this one. It's short animations about training, and they actually can also include brand deals. Even though they're very short format videos, I would make all of these videos 8 minutes and go more in depth about this. How to do 100 push-ups or 100 plus push-ups, not plus 100 push-ups, but 100 plus. This is a pretty big typo mistake, and this could really be the reason why this video flopped. So you have to be very careful with these kind of mistakes. They can cost you a lot of money for sure if your videos are expensive. In this case, the video is only 1 minute, so it shouldn't be too expensive. But yet again, something you have to be ridiculously careful about. Then let's go to channel number 41, The Hungry Historian. And then here we have a channel about, let me have a look if it loads, about all old meals. So here, 30 childhood dinners we still crave from the 1960s. This could be a whole channel around its own here, 1960s again. 13 African meals. You have to watch out with trying to target African people. We actually have one of our students get monetized, and he had like a 17-cent RPM because it was always talking about African, which is really interesting. We also had channels that really got like $10 plus RPMs with only like African meals as well. It wasn't African meals, it was African gangs. So yeah, that was really interesting. So it could go one of two ways. So you can definitely go ahead and try and get a channel monetized, but if the RPM is too low after a week, because first YouTube needs to load its data a little bit, but if after 1 week, your most recent video, you just have to check like, hey, how much is the actual RPM? If it's like below $1, you should drop it because it's just not financially interesting. So let's have a look at how many views this channel is getting. This channel is getting 1.3 million views per month. So in this case, I can't make an RPM estimate for sure, because some are normal title topics, some are African title topics, black mom topics are interesting. So yeah, it still works, this niche. I just have no idea what the RPM is, so I'm not going to make an estimate on it. I have no data on it, so I can't tell you. She posted what? Sounds like drama stuff, like an AI story kind of channel. They don't post as much anymore. They had a couple of viral ones. Modern woman stunned by Trump's new EBT. Modern woman stunned by Trump. So pretty much drama news channel stuff. Once again, you have to be really careful with this. Seems the channel died after getting a little bit of good views. Over 3 months, got 1.5 million views. But it seems like it's slowly but surely dying out. I assume this is literally just image content.
I'm pissed off. Currently a lot.
Some of these reactions are just unbelievable.
This is Gen AI, by the way. So this is, this is HeyGen. So this is actually fake and done. But this actually helps a lot with getting monetization on channels that are like more high risk.
I've lined the clips up so each one gets better as we go. And you're definitely going to want to stick around until the end because the last one is hands down the wildest. All right, let's not waste any more.
But yeah, it is quite interesting how it's just talking about like TikTok clips and people love watching this kind of content. So yeah, it's still getting a little bit of views. It seems like it's slowly dying. There doesn't seem to be any viral video. We check the views per hour from the vidIQ extension, and that's pretty much how we check the views. But it seems like this one has died off recently. We got a couple more channels to go. Before I cover the last 7 channels, just quickly wanted to say to everyone that if you're interested in learning how to go from $0 to $10,000 a month, I would highly recommend you to go ahead and schedule a call with the link in the description if you've managed to come to this point. It means that you're very serious about YouTube automation. It means that you want to go ahead and get results. So I would highly recommend you to do so. Also, really big tip, go ahead and follow me on both Instagram and Twitter. My handle is @WonderCashCow. This is my X profile. I share a crazy amount of value. I also have another channel, another Twitter page. I wanted to say TikTok, but another Twitter page, also TikTok actually, called Wonder Academy. Would also highly recommend you to follow this one as well, as it is a really good page. This is more for beginners, and this is more if you're already more experience. But once again, following me on every single social just allows you to consume a lot more content and get a lot more inspiration, but also tips, because I'm trying to post like 90% of the content is value-driven content. I don't do much lifestyle content. Besides, if I do like a big investment, like I bought a Bali home, you're going to see some content about that soon. But that's pretty much it. Here are Divine explaining videos. And here we have the explanation videos again. And in this case, all about coding and codes and security. So every type of computer keyboard explained simply. Every DDRM RAM explained simply. And this is very evergreen content. This is like the kind of channel I would invest in for the long term, because I see like this will just go up and down, and the number one thing it needs is consistent good viral ideation and a consistent team management. But 5,000 views is not the highest, and I would try and make every video 8 minutes if that would be possible. In this case, the RPMs will be lower, but once again, you can get great brand deals on such channels. So this is still a channel I would be very confident in investing in. I see he actually linked a Twitter profile, so I'll actually drop him a follow here as well. But once again, don't forget to drop me a follow at I've Won a Cash Cow. We are at 30.6K. The goal is to get this to 50K, hopefully by the end of the year. Probably not going to hit that. We're getting like 80 followers a day, so that should be like 5,000 more. But it would be awesome to hit it if this video blows up and everyone watches to the end. So let's go ahead and keep going with the last few ones. Here we have channel number 44. Let me go ahead and close a couple tabs again. And here we have the Profitable Mind. And here's how showing up on bad days builds great traders. So it's pretty much like motivation for traders. Very interesting niche down version. The funny thing is the RPM on this kind of channel could easily be $50. Why? The amount of RPM you can get on like Forex offers and trading offers is mind-blowing. Like $50 RPM is very realistic for this one, which in this case, if this is 297,000, let's just round it up to 300,000. We divide this by 1,000 and we multiply it by 50. We're literally going to get a result of $15,000 a month when the average views is like almost nothing. And it's almost the exact same thumbnail every single time. This builds consistency and builds a brand. This is great stuff. I really like this reason style with how it looks like, the graph being visible, the lights being visible, the person being visible, the text is clear. Perfect channel example for a high RPM channel. Then we got Gemstone Empire 77. So here, everything about gemstones. Really interesting channel. I actually used to collect these as a child quite a bit. That's how these 7 plants in your yard signal $1 million diamonds below. A little bit fake clickbait stuff, seems like it. Popular, that's how you find emeralds in any river near you. Looks really cool. It's just pretty much the promise of making people rich. I also saw some stuff about like free electricity. So this one is like 30 days, 162,000 views. Probably with 30-minute content, still going to be a solid $10 RPM, so $1,600 a month. Not my favorite kind of channel, but yeah, I'm curious like an evergreen gemstone would do well, or like an explainer channel about gemstones. You see how I'm going from explainer videos to like explainer gem videos, because now I see this channel, because a lot of people are interested in gems, like this is what these gems mean. I think this could actually do really well. I'm actually going to save that. That's just something I would be passionate about, to actually make content around. I wanted to find another channel, which was, we were talking about gemstones. Where the hell did I put the channel? That's Rebound. I don't need that necessarily. We have the gemstone one. I have no idea anymore. Let's go ahead and go to the next one. Consumed by tea. And let's see what this is one is about. So here we have the Deadliest olive oils exposed. All like ingredient stuff, like good and bad, avoid. So everything that's like avoid rather than tips is a really good hook. Why? Well, people are always afraid of doing certain things wrong. If I would say you like, hey, listen, this shampoo is wrong, this can destroy your hair, then it's like these shampoos can cause hair loss, then people are like, okay, what the fuck do I have to avoid? Well, that's how you create curiosity, and that's how you can get people hooked into your channel. So here we have view channel stats, 220,000 views, once again, 26-minute content, probably still $7 to $10 RPM, which still means that this channel is doing about $2,000 a month. Not the biggest channel, but still a very nice one. Here we have Nick Invest US. I saw this channel before. It's a really nice channel, and it's pretty much like a Family Guy cartoonish thing, explaining money. And, well, why does it work? Well, it is borrowing authority, and that's the #1 way of going viral. Why? I could immediately think, hey, this is Family Guy. Hey, Family Guy way of explaining like how money works. Like, this is the exact kind of content that I would watch. Hence the reason I immediately understand, like, hey, this would go viral and this can make a lot of money. And because it's then so fun, it could also be very brandable. And as you can see, this content
Have you ever
is
wondered?
very good. I do have to say this content will probably cost you between $300 to $500 per video. But once again, it is talking about finance, so the RPM could easily be around $25, $30. And then the brand deals could also be around $30 to $50. So the amount of money that can be made here is absolutely mind-blowing.
Wondered why millionaire? I'm talking about that mysterious shift where money.
It feels also very natural, the voice.
He stops being something you chase and starts being something that works for you.
It probably sounds like someone actually cloned his own voice, because there's a little bit of lag in it, which isn't the perfect kind of voice, but it still works. But yeah, it seems like this is someone's voice just...
Well, there's actually a specific threshold where this transformation happens, and it's not what most...
What I don't like is that this mouth is not talking while he is talking. That's definitely an improvement to be made.
People think. My name is Nick, and I've spent years studying wealth building patterns, watching people cross financial milestones, and analyzing what actually...
If this happens, he should be smiling.
...actually changes when your investment portfolio hits certain numbers. And what I've discovered might completely change how you think about building wealth. Because...
Okay, it's interesting.
There's something fundamentally different that happens when you reach...
The voice is really pleasant to listen to.
Reach $1 million invested. Not earned, not in net worth, but actually invested and working for you. Most people think wealth building is linear. They imagine that having $200,000 is just twice as good as having $100,000, and that $1 million is simply 10 times better than $100,000. But that's not how money actually works at scale. There are specific thresholds where the rules of the game completely change in 1 million.
If you guys want me to make a video about like how money changed my life and like how the game changes, let me know. Still a very interesting channel. I think this style would work in a lot of different niches as well. So a lot of opportunity to grow. Ceasefire now 007. This is like the high clickbait news trend stuff. As long as you pretty much are shitting on Russia, then yes, your channel will probably exist. If you're shitting on Ukraine, your channel will probably be terminated. So just be careful with this one. This is what we call medium to high risk channels, and they are really good to print money on the short term, but don't be surprised when your channel gets terminated and start complaining about it on Twitter. The Hogwarts Explainer, well, that's pretty much the channel that I found really cool, that I was actually watching myself. So yeah, this is like literally transferring a concept from cartoons to Harry Potter to SpongeBob to all sort of kind of things. 7 most powerful magical bloodlines in Harry Potter explained. Like this is a video I would immediately watch. All of the schools explained, also a video I would watch. So yeah, a lot of great content right here. And here we also have the doctoral Ceasefire. Once again, these videos will probably cost you about $150 to $300 a piece. But once again, this content is great for getting brand deals. And of course, my goal is to share as much inspiration as possible and as much knowledge as possible as well. Here we have like the big food vlogs. Still seems to work a little bit. Seems like it died off. Here 250,000 views in 3 months. Here 109,000 views in 1 month. 46-minute long stories, so probably like $10, $15 RPM. So still great money. This times 10 is just $710 per month. So this one would no longer cease to exist and be an actual interesting channel. But yeah, that's pretty much how I look at content. For the entire niche research breakdown, I would highly recommend you to subscribe to my channel. I'll make a video soon about this. I'll actually make it a studio video because it's like more quality, more interesting, but I just wanted to try and get more consistency for my own YouTube channel. So yeah, if you appreciate these kind of videos, please leave a like, comment as well with your question about YouTube automation or something that you don't understand. Make sure that you follow me on Twitter and on Instagram, and you can always send me a DM, by the way. So you can head over to my Instagram, it's where I'm most active, but you can also head over to my Twitter. Just send me a message and I'll probably get back to you within 12 to 24 hours. And I can help you grow your YouTube automation business. Either you're a complete beginner from $0 to $10,000 a month, like we've done for hundreds of students. And then, of course, for the select few, not everyone has the capabilities to grow to $100,000 plus, but we still do have those as well. We recently got a student who first decided to do 3 months of coaching with us, who went from 0 to 20K, and eventually he went from 20 to 60K, uploading Faceless AI content, and he now started 70 brand new channels. So yeah, there's a lot of ways to grow, and I have been making over millions and millions of dollars with YouTube automation. And the reason why is because I understand the system and I understand the structures that you have to build and the team structure you have to build. So yeah, if you want more coaching and understanding how this game works, no matter at what level you are, the only thing that I can't help you with, or at least have no experience with myself, is scaling you from 100,000 to 300,000 a month. That's just not something that I've done before. I managed to get very high numbers, but it was more sort of like on the gray areas of YouTube and also uploading Donald Trump stuff, so it was temporary. But I've managed to do pretty much 4 years in a row, consistent 6 figures on YouTube, with ups and downs, of course, being part of that. So yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and then I'll see you guys in another video.